Hello there, this is Mr. Clark. So we're going to go over the week 21, day one review. I'm going to do a couple problems and then you do a couple problems. And then the quiz is on day two. And this is the circle equation information that we did before we had the makeup weeks. Okay, so let's get right into it. So here's an equation of a circle. All right. Now we need to find the center. Now the center is always a point. Parentheses, a comma, and another parentheses, right? Now, we have an x and a y on the point, right? So what's the x? Well, here we have a x minus 9, opposite of minus 9, positive 9. It's as easy as that. We have a y minus 8. The opposite of minus 8, or negative 8, is positive 8. That's it. So there's the center point. Always the opposite. The radius. Now we have, at the end of our circle equation, we'd have the radius squared. All right. Now this radius squared is 121. So what number squared is 121? For example, 5 squared is 5 times 5 is 25. But what number times itself is 121? Well, if you don't know, you can go to the old calculator. Let's get a Google calculator going here. Google calculator. Okay. All right. Now we got the square root on here somewhere. Here it is. Square root of, what is it, 121? 121 is 11. Because 11 times 11, or 11 squared, is 121. So the radius is 11. There we go, 11. Okay, so that's that one. Now there's 4 problems like this. I'll do one more, and then you can do the next 2 on your own for credit. Okay, so the center now, we have center, parentheses. Here we have a minus 7. The opposite of minus or negative 7 is positive 7. Don't put a plus 7 in there, just 7. It's positive. Here we have a plus 6. The opposite of positive 6, negative 6. Right? So if you have a minus here, you got positive here. Got a plus here, got a minus there. Radius is, well, the radius squared is 25. Something times itself is 25. I just told you this a minute ago. If you don't know what it is, you can go here, clear this, put 25. Oops, got to put square root first. 25 is 5, right? Because 5 times 5 is 25, right? They have a square button on here. Let me see, 5 squared, 25, right? 5 times 5 is 25. So the radius is 5. All right, that's how you do these. Just like we did a couple, 3 weeks ago. Okay, moving on. So you guys will do 3 and 4 on your own. So number 5. So now you need to write the equation. Now you have a negative 9 here. It's the opposite of negative 9. You could put your negative 9 in there, but it's going to be the opposite. You got a minus negative, right? It's a little bigger. Make sure you can see it. You got a minus negative here. So minus negative becomes a plus. There you go. So that's just a plus. You can change that to a plus. Because here again, you have minus 9. You got plus 9. It's the opposite, right? You have 14. If you plug that 14 in here, there's no 2 minuses there. You just minus 14. This is a positive 14. Now you have a minus 14, right? Now here's where you need to go the right way on this. Now don't take the square root of 8. Because at the end of this equation, you'll have 8 squared is what you put at the end, radius squared. What's 8 times 8? 8 squared is 8 times 8, right? Let's check it on the calculator. 8, and let me see if I do this. Yep, squared equals 64, right? Because 8 squared is an 8 times 2. 8 squared is 8 times 8, 64. All right, so I'll go back here. So then we have a 64 at the end. See, you have the radius squared here, like here. You have the radius squared because the radius is 5. All right, moving on. This is going to be a short video. Enjoy your snow day, by the way. All right. Okay, so the center on number 6 is -8, -4. So -8, that's the x. So that goes over here. You can put a -8 there, but it's even nicer yet if you turn that minus negative into a plus. Because math should always be left in its simplest form. That's the simplest right there. You have a -8 or -8, and you get a +8, right? And -4, you could put -4 there, but it should be left in the simplest form. Minus negative always ends up being a plus. Right? 2 negatives end up being a plus. Kind of like if I say I'm not going to school tomorrow. That means I am going to school, but I'm actually not. So you know what I'm talking about. Double negatives become positive. Now the radius is 12. So you're not going to put 12 here. You're not going to do the square root of 12. You're going to do 12 squared, 12 times 12, right? And if you don't know, I know that's 144 because I learned my times tables back in the day a little bit, but even more so when I was a math teacher. So I know 12 squared is 12 times 12. It's not 12 times 2. 12 times 2 is 24. It's not 24. 12 squared is like this. 12 squared is 144 because 12 squared is 12 times 12. 144. There it is. So that's what you put here. 144. Okay. So there's those. Moving on. You can do these two on your own, right? And okay, so the next one we have, get this out of the way. We have a graph. So it's just like the one you just did, but you need to find the radius. You need to find the center point. So let me make this a little bigger here. So the center point, you start at 0, 0, and this point's down here. So how far left or right do you go? Well, you go 1 left, right? That's a -1 because you see you're going in the negative direction here on x. -1. And how far down do you go? You go down 1, 2. And down is negative. You see how it goes negative as you go down? So that'd be -1, -2. So you come down here and you write -1, -2. A little similar to what you did in Khan Academy. Same concept, just a little bit different. All right, now you got to find the radius. Now the radius, as you may remember from the Khan Academy, is the distance from the center of the circle all the way out to any edge, right? It's going to be the same any direction you go. But you're going to want to go left or right or up or down. You don't go diagonal because that's a little tricky. So I'm going to just go to the right. Starting here at the middle, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's 5. Now let me check if I counted up. So from there, you go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it doesn't matter which direction you go. The radius will be 5. Okay, there we go, 5. All right, so now you got that. So now this is just plugging it in. Center's -1. Again, you put in the -1, but you know negative is a positive. So there's that. You got -2. I'm just going to go ahead and put a +2 in there because you know it's the opposite. +2. Radius is 5. We did this one before. Where is it up here? If the radius is 5, you're going to have a 25 in there, right? Because 5 times 5 is 25. 5 squared is 25. Okay, that's it. Because there's only one more, and it's number 10. And you'll see the quiz is the same stuff. There's going to be one like this. There's going to be, I think, 2 of each of these kind up here. That's it. All right, and let me know when you need help. All right, have a good week.